Hello, this is the Haunted Informer, and today I'm talking about all the special effects I like in haunted attractions. The number one effect I like in haunted attractions are animatronics because they're so well done. They can be climbing on the ceiling, they can jump out of a wall, they can grab your feet, they can come right at your face. There's so many scares you can do with animatronics, and they can be themed to so many characters. They could be a clown, they could be a zombie, they could be a realistic human prop that blends in with a scare actor, they can be a coat rack, so you walk by a coat rack thinking, oh, it's just some scenery in a scene. It comes alive and lunges at you, which is a scare I actually experienced last year. And that scared me really well. So you have to be ready for all kinds of scares. There can even be ginormous animatronics, like a dinosaur, full-fledged dinosaur, which is really awesome. There can be custom animatronics, like a giant rock monster. There can be all kinds of things. There can be broken mine carts. There can be broken roller coasters, a Ferris wheel, a merry-go-round. So many things you can do, and you can have the faces on the animatronics either be latex or silicone. When they're silicone, they look more realistic and look more like humans, or they look just more anatomically correct, and they can stretch better. There's so many scares you can do with animatronics. Like I said, they can come from above, so an animatronic head could just come down, look right at you from the ceiling, or there could be a plexiglass scare where you're walking down a hallway and an animatronic hits its head against a plexiglass wall. So there's so many scares you can do. There are lots of big players in the haunted attraction industry for animatronics, and there's Poison Props, there's Unit 70 Studios, there's Distortions Unlimited, Gorgalore does some animatronics, and there's Scare Factory. There's a whole bunch of companies, and also Pale Knight Productions does some animatronics. They mostly do video effects, but they also do some animatronics. There are so many companies out there. I just named a few. There's tons of them. There's Hazard Room. The second effect I like the most in haunted attractions are giant puppets or small puppets, which are mostly supplied by the company Gorgalore. They do actomatronics, whether it's large scale or small actomatronics, which are still very large heads, but they're not anywhere near as big as the large ones. Gorgalore's puppets range from all kinds of sizes and all kinds of characters, ranging from a giant megalodon that they just came out with this year called Megalodoom, and they have a small actomatronic of an alien called Alien, and then that ranges to a werewolf. They have a giant werewolf, the Gorehound, or you can get a smaller werewolf for the small actomatronic line. You can get an evil snapping turtle. You can get all kinds of awesome things from Gorgalore. Another company that makes giant puppets is Global Fear Enterprises. They just started making giant puppets, and they call them the Fear Stalkers. And they are a ginormous head with glowing eyes and giant hands and a big hunched back, and the actor can stand in there, and it's impressive by just looking at it, so it's a good distraction for your scare actors. So one scare actor is manning the animatronic, and then another scare actor could scare them when they're distracted by that. Or it can be a twofer when the actor controlling the Fear Stalker animatronic lunges forwards at you with those giant hands and that giant face, laughing at you, and then the scare actor can then come behind you and growl at you and scare you. So that would be really awesome, and that's why I really like puppets. They're so versatile, and you can really be crazy with them, and you can walk around a corner and think, oh, I'm just walking around a corner, and then a giant snake comes at you trying to bite you with its fangs. If you're looking for an interactive puppet where you can actually use a headset and talk with it, and it will go with the animatronic, definitely use Bite Bill. Bite Bill is from Pale Knight Productions, and they actually have a couple interactive puppets you can use where you can move them and do startle scares with them. And Bite Bill actually has a water effect in his neck where you can move him forwards and press a button, and then the water will spray out of his neck. And that's really cool. Pale Knight Productions offers other interactive puppets like the Angel of Death and the Jack-in-the-Box, so there's multiple options to choose from. My third favorite kind of effect I see in a haunted house are claustrophobia effects. I really like the claustrophobia bags, whether either you walk into them, they're pushing on you, or there's a claustro ceiling, so it's just the ceiling pushing on you, or it's the claustrophobia junior where it's just on your hips, and it's making it so you have to walk slower, so then scare actors can either fly over you or lunge right at you from the sides. I love all those effects. They're very interactive. I've experienced multiple interactions like that with the claustrophobia effects. I really liked them. They were great. So definitely check out those products from Scare Products. But haunts this year most likely will not be using those effects because of the current situation. My fourth favorite kind of effect in a haunted house is smell-o-vision and fog and laser swamps. I'm just going to clump all of them together because you can put smell-o-vision in your fog. You can put scents in your fog, and then it'll disperse it into a room. And you can get all those great effects from Froggy's Fog. They have a huge selection of fog machines, and they just came out with a new machine, the Poseidon, which uses water to make low-lying fog, which is really cool. And they have bubbles, and they have all kinds of things. And just like I said, they have scents. They have a whole list of scents you can get, and they smell wonderful with like cotton candy, and smell absolutely awful like the sewer smell. So let's say you walk into a butcher shop scene and there's hanging body parts everywhere and there's blood splattered everywhere and there's a butcher coming after you wanting to make you his dinner. So all that's scary and interactive, and then you add the smell where it smells like the meat's rotten and it's going bad and it just smells awful. I think that really adds to the atmosphere and interactivity of the haunt. In the case that the actor is not actually come out to scare you yet, that's another distraction because you're already looking at all the props and the set dressing and all that, and all that's great. And then you smell that nasty smell and you're just horrified. You're like, oh my gosh, that's so horrible. And then the butcher comes out and is chasing you. So I think all of that adds up together to make a really good haunt experience. And that's the kind of experience I would like to go through in a haunt attraction where all of those line up together. And I really enjoyed that. That was the Haunt Informer. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notification every single time I put up a new video. And I am on social media. I am on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can find all those links in the description below. And what are your favorite effects at haunt attractions? And as always, happy hauntings.